Hey guys, my name is Jessica Holyfield and I'm a professional dance choreographer and dance educator based out of the southeast of the United States, and we are here taking a look at the star level test of Boyz Planet. I have already watched about 30 minutes of the first episode. They're about to begin this portion of the episode, so I thought might as well go ahead and look at the full cams here since I already know what to expect. They will be graded from 0 stars to 4 stars based on the competency of the individuals in this. So we're gonna go, there's about 36 of these I think that are at least public to me, and I'm excited to look in. I don't know if I'm going to do a full-blown analysis on all of them, but at least overview to start. So let's go ahead and get into it. First group up is from the G group, which we do know is the foreign group. They can be from all parts of the world, but they are not domestic in Korea. So let's go ahead and look. Let's kick it. NCT 127.
많은 말들을 같은 장면을 반복한 그대 어디에를 물어듯 미고 소리치면 내게 너무 come My world만 들어가 yeah. 상상조차 할 수 없었던 아주 근처인 참여 깊은 것에 나도 비추지 웃었음들 나를 찾겠더니 내 안을 만들어봐 어둠 끝에 다시 나 새로 태어나 New day, new day, new day 우리가 축제 들어줬대 Like my birthday Shimmy, shimmy, shimmy 뿌리고 Shimmy, shimmy, shimmy
Ooh, okay. That was great. Yeah, okay, so we do know Ricky, he is on the final lineup because I even made a list of everybody on the final lineup because I don't actually know all the members. And I'm excited to kind of see how their screen time adjusts the closer we get to finale, knowing who is going to end up being there, right? Pirai, Ivan. Okay, cool. So yeah, Ricky, Ollie, is it Ollie in this group? Maybe? I don't know. Anyway, but I do know that this company is known as a heavy hitter company. So I guess if anything, we'll just do like we'll just do a little overview, like I said. So from the jump, I like that everybody's in very formations, which is nice. It does look like he was checking something, not quite sure why. Good levels, very clean. They're very cohesive as a group, which I think really worked in their favor here. All of them were pretty stable for the most part, which is also great. Yeah, all this nice and clean, good energy. Good diction as well, knowing that this is a Korean track and they're known as a G group. So I know, I think a lot of them are from China, right? Maybe. I like his vocals here. I think that worked well in his favor. I would say out of all members that I could see drop a star, it would be my guy right here, just on his vocals. Didn't feel as stable as everybody else. But I could see Ricky staying as 4. I would say my guy right here staying as 4, and then possibly my guy being there being 4. So I only see one person so far that could drop to 3. Just from his tone. But his performance is great. He held it very well. All that, good levels. I like the branch out there. So converting this, even though it's, what is it, 127 track? Sometimes it's with 9 people, sometimes it's with 7, 8. I don't know how many were in this one. I guess we can assume 9. And they're looking at how, is it going to hold it? Yes. I like that you can clearly hear him. New thing. He holds it up very well. And they're all declaring, cheering. All that works great. Hey. Yep. Hit. Boom, 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 boom. Nice dance break here. I think what Ricky ends up doing, all that boom, 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 very clear. I can hear all the sounds. And then the rotation through was cool, which is nice. The hit presentation is nice, traveling it up, like the head on that. Boom, and they hit nice and low. So cool. Very nice. I think definitely most of them should keep their stars. Like I said, only one of them would drop, if anything. But that was very well done based on what we're given here. Sweet. Next group, Group G. By Pentagon?
나는 뭐랄까 아주 오래전부터 너를 좋아했었다고 지금 말하다면 뭐가 달라질까요 달라지겠네 나뭇가지 너는 마치 불이 깊은 너무 같았어 시덥게 비춰 하루에 달라지지 마 내가 너를 좋아해도 Nobody knows 다른 여자 봐도 Nobody's like you 내가 너를 좋아해 또 내가 위해 그래 나는 널 사랑하는 찌질이 그래 나는 모조리 난 너한테는 덩어리 이 세상 하나면 돼 Baby I'm moving on I'm moving on 보고만 있을 힘이 난데 이 하루에 빛이 나래 내 맘에 입이 바래 말하지 않아
Regulating our breath is hard.
아름다운 그려고를 가고 싶어 가슴 말할 게 있어 Listen to my heart 네 앞에 서면 떨려 그래 love you like you 너를 사랑해 내 사랑 나는 찌질이 그래 나는 모조리 난 너한테는 눈물이 간절히 너 하나면 돼 Everybody say 그래 난 baby 눈을 감아 뭐랄까 butterfly 태어난 내 사랑 앞에서 내 빛나리
Okay, so you know what? I can also, just to make this a little bit more fun for when I watch the episode, I'm going to try to guess which of these groupings are going to end up in the episode, because I do know not all of them go in. I feel like this one will, and I guess the reason why would be because we have Hui from Pentagon in the 49 for representing K. So of course I feel like they would have showcase this one here because they're doing a Pentagon song. I also know that a lot of groupings did not get a say in what they were auditioning with. I did hear about that from especially the group that ends up doing Hot. Now I've already had the privilege of looking at Hot and analyzing Hot. And so, I mean, I have a feeling that if, this became such a viral thing like Hot did, it could come across more humorous, but because we're looking at it from the sense of like, this is an audition, and we're looking at vocals, but we're also looking at performance. So would I drop all of them out? No, I wouldn't give them, remove all their stars. I don't think for the vocal side, if we're thinking 2 representing, the vocal and 2 representing the dance, I mean, kind of, or whenever you do choose to be vocal in your feature, do you hold it down? Are you stable in your choice, right? So I have a feeling all of them are going to be 2 stars tops. I feel. I don't know if they're going to drop one out completely. Maybe my guy, because of his vocal execution, was pretty poor. In a lot of cases, they were not regulating their stamina, which is really hard when this track is not yours, but also having to hold notes. And I wonder if they felt pressure with Hui being there. And also I wonder if they were given the song because the production knew that Hui was going to be there. I don't know. So I'm going to guess that this is what I'm calling it. The first one, I do think the first one, the Kick It group, because it has Ricky in it. And I know Ricky's the final lineup. And I believe in the hypothesis that Mnet, if they cannot control voting, then they have to control other elements in order for them to kind of get who they want in the final lineup. That's going to be who they show on TV. I'm telling you that right now. So I think Kick It's going to get shown. So that's number 1. Number 2, I'm going to call this one the Pentagon one. 일본 도쿄 빛나리. Yeah, 빛나리, Pentagon. I don't know if any other are going to do a Pentagon track, but I think this one will get viewed Anyway, but overview, their performance wasn't that poor. I think the vocals were. Because if you watch any of these, because I actually ended up doing this for Hot, because the vocals can really influence how you perceive what you're watching. So is it Ichika, Olju? Yeah, so not sure. Anyway, so we go piano. I'm actually muting it just so you guys can see. The steps are fine. They're coming up. I really like the nuances and the fullness of this. It's really fun. Unfortunately, they just did not regulate the fullness here to being vocal. I mean, you see in performances quite often with the K-pop group side of things, where if they're at a concert and you know the choreography is aggressive, firstly, they train their stamina to be able to handle it, especially a 3-hour show. But, you know, we got to pick our poison on, like, we're going to sacrifice the dance for vocals, for stable vocals for our audience, because you can't really modify it on site as easily as it is to just mute your movement more, right? And so that's one thing there. So I'm actually, you know what I mean? Like, if you're looking, the structure of it, they look very full. If they were stable, they could have scored very high. But because of the dance, I mean, I hope that they get 2 stars for the dance. I mean, they did very well. They held the dance well. The vocals just were heavily sacrificed. Now, that's the one thing I don't know, is if they are splitting the stars, where it's like 2 stars is for dance, 2 stars for vocal. I think that would be the smarter route, especially if you have such a vast grouping of educators there, or masters or mentors. I don't think they're going to do that, though. They're going to probably be influenced off of vocals, which it's so quick to get you know, influenced by it. Like, he was off key there, we know that, but all this you wouldn't have known if I just had to mute it, right? So they all are cohesive physically, which is cool. I like their energy on that, dropping it low. It's nice to cross over the different levels, help keep them featured, which is nice. Hitting it over, I like it. I like the choices with the bend is nice. Subtlety is cool. So honestly, this kind of reminds me of Universe League, but it's not in like teams of 7 or 6, right? This is in whatever grouping your group is for what the routine, like for your country or who you're representing, if you're by yourself, with somebody, any of that. So yeah, all this is fine. And they also, too, theirs is significantly longer than my other group was, my Kick It group, right? Felt like they did almost the whole song, but they didn't. Hitting it through, one's nodding, one's actually hitting towards the hands. Yeah, I can see the mentors having a field day on this, and Mnet manipulating that footage hard. Yeah, this one's going to go through the ringer, I feel. Why wouldn't it? It's Pentagon. It's Pentagon track, and you have a Pentagon member there. Of course we're going to do it. Yeah, the shoot. Nothing crazy there. They're running around. I like the cheerfulness of it is fun. There's your little zigzag wave. And then my guy right there, and I think needed to refine it going from the fingers to help with the finger wave on that. I bet y'all are like laughing because I'm watching this whole thing silent. I honestly feel like it's important as a dance analyst, like, look, like, I hope if anything by me doing this, y'all are seeing it too, you're picking up on it, or if you've never seen these full cams. Like I said, we had 36 full cams to get through, and I bet a lot of people didn't take the time to look at all of them. That's okay. As a star creator, that shouldn't be your job. Like, it's there as a courtesy, but Mnet really, like, I really do feel like shows, in order to make it super fair, give equal screen time to everybody, which is hard to do when you have 98 contestants, but also give them fixed cams without an influence of reactions, right? So, but also, that's not drama, and that's not a good show. People are gonna get bored of it because they're like, oh, it's like, whatever, right? So all this is fine. They hit it, boom, with a finish. I like the encouragement of the cheers at the end, right? Whew. But they're tired. It happens to the best of us, you know? So I don't expect them scoring higher than 2. So, you know, I'm even going to put the stars. I'm going to say I'm going to pause it just so I can write this down. Okay, I even put what star range I think they're going to get. Like I said, for them, I don't expect anybody to get higher than 2 stars. Do I expect no stars? I don't know how brutal they're going to be on the show. I personally would give each one a star. But 2, I think, would be, like, generous. In some cases, depending on who it is. So, but I'm having a lot of fun doing this, guys. This is really fun. Okay, Coco Pop, my Coco Pop group. Nice. Oh, they're seeing all the stickers these guys put on. Winnie. Nice.
심이 코코바 I think you like it 긴장은 다오가 부끄러 말고 어지러운 맘 속에 내가 들어가
Looking for stability.
내게 먼저 가 고요한 날이야 널 위한 밤이야 참을 수가 없었다도 같아 너의 먼지 빼는 주의가 네가 알던 나 모습은 나를 잊어오는 숨겨둔 본능의 심리적 It goes down down baby 리듬의 언론은 down down baby 말 뛰어 소리쳐 우린 믿고 읽어봐
I love their vibe at the end. Okay, so I don't see them scoring high in vocals on the dance side. I don't know because you also got was it Baek Young and Choi Jun in the mix, and they are very strict whenever it comes to people covering choreographies that they have made. I do believe Baek Young was the one who choreographed Coco Bop. I could be so wrong on that. I know he did Love Shot. It's around the era, so I guess we can assume if it's EXO affiliated. So we're gonna call this the Coco Bop group. I expect, part of me, because of the affiliation of EXO, I could see this one air because of it being Baek Young is there. I would say they weren't even or cohesive on some of the breakdown choices that are like the iconic sections of the choreography, right? But I like the fact that it's a minute 30, short and sweet. We can see enough from that. I really do feel like if these trainees did not have the ability to, lengthen or shorten their time and they're just forced into it, I got issues with that. I really feel like we should make it more equal or more fair. But there's so many things that Mnet has the potential to have a hand in to control the outcome. Even though us as an audience, we get 100% of the votes, they can control everything else though, right? So that's something we have to remember in all this. Mnet is M Snake for a reason with a lot of people, right? So the snap there was fine as a strong start. Leanovers were nice, nothing crazy there. Now we do end up shoving the energy down versus a reverb, which it really just kind of depends on preference on that, right? It's going to be like Baek Young really wanting it to be like crisp and clean. You got to make it better than the original. Some people have that expectation. Some are like, you got to meet it or you got to make it your own. There's so many different components. I have no idea what he looks for when it comes to covers. The little box switch off is fine. Yeah, so a lot of it does feel a little breathy. It doesn't feel very stable. So I do feel like our vocalists, vocal mentors are going to be, I would say pretty strict. I mean, it's kind of everybody's job, but I will say our dance masters, there's a chance that they could be heavily influenced by vocals that makes them sharp or more harsh on the movement quality. That's something that's really hard to separate, being honest, right? So Mmmh is not super bad. Like the body rolls are fine. We gotta remember who EXO is too. Not all of them are gonna execute it the same. That's one thing with EXO. They're not known for uniformity or synchronicity. So for me, why should I expect a cover group or somebody covering an EXO track to have that degree of uniformity? That can enhance and make it better, right? Or make it look more, it can enhance it in your favor. Like it doesn't hurt, right? But I don't think it's fair at times where we're not going to hold that standard to EXO, but we're going to hold it to those covering them. But also it's EXO, and they have that freedom to have that privilege of they can make it what they want because they're the artists at the end of the day. Yeah, fine. All that high-low, I do think usage of bending of the knees a little bit more, usage of that torso, leaning away, that little little flick of the wrist looks fine. He did pretty well, my Winnie guy, right? I can see him scoring pretty high. But then also they can have a sour taste in their mouth seeing him have so many stars on him, right? Like I have no idea how people would take that. I say, does he meet the 5-star vibe? No. I could see him pull 3. I can see him pull 2 or 1. Yeah, because notice also he's not breaking it down or isolating it. Things like that. The travel through. Da 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 da. Slide. Boom. Boom, boom. All that is fine. I like the mirroring on that. Traveling it through. They also had to convert the choreo ever so slightly because it's considered a duo here when EXO is operating as a group of 8, 9, you know, at the time. I think Lay was still with the group, but I don't think he was in Coco Pop. I don't think, right? Fun. So I do expect, I will say, I'm going to see Winnie. I got in the ginger. Winnie, I can see him pull 3 stars. And then I can see my other guy right here. I'm going to say other guy's going to get... they're going to give him 1 to 2 stars. I don't think we're going to be... It's not going to be none unless they're just being really brutal. I don't know. He wasn't... No one's inherently awful. We have to remember that. Like, I'm not going to look at these and go, wow, that was terrible. You know, that would be kind of rude to Mnet to make them go through all these auditions and hype them up and then make them go up here. That's like public humiliation. That's not fair to them, honestly. I feel like let's have some courtesy and integrity here, right? If you know, and I also feel like if you're forced to do a song that you didn't want to do, there's certain songs that are out of my wheelhouse of capabilities to dance to as well. You know, like I know my own scope. There's certain things that I can succeed at, and there's things that I would struggle bust through, and I have no idea how much time they have, so I'm not going to sit here and hold them to the standard of perfection when I know there's so many things going on around in the back, but I'm also going to be realistic and go, okay, based on what I'm seeing here, this is how I can see them score based on that performance we're getting, right? So, oh man, anyway, here we go. Next up, 2 p.m.
Take it on tonight.
우리 집!
Take it on tonight. Oh yeah. 네가 탐났어 나에게 무슨 시민 척한 척하는 게 그래 네 맘은 안 그래 내게 눈빛을 줬다 뺐다 답이는 네 속마음에 나는 그래 oh yeah.
I'm gonna take her to my house.
우리 집으로 가자. It's alright. 단 아무도 모르게 10분 뒤에 저 앞에서 널 기다리고 있을게. It's alright. 우리 집으로 가자. 우리 집으로. It's alright. 단 아무도 모르게 baby 10분 뒤에 저 앞에서 너를 기다리고 있을게 It's alright 우리 집으로 가자.
Okay, with my guy right there, yay for him for pulling a solo. Like, being a soloist versus having somebody else's energy to rely upon feels very different. Very different. So shout out to him for that. He gave himself 1 star. For me, if I was in the position of wherever we are, right, I'd probably make him keep the star. I don't know if I'd give him another one. You know, I don't know if he did it out of being humble or what. I don't know his character, and that's fine. But I would be like, I'd let him keep the star. I wouldn't do anything. I wouldn't take it away. I don't think he was that bad. I think with most of them, they're not that bad. Now, if they have like 7 stars and they're like, it's like disrespectful, the range they're not showing, then I feel like I would kind of strip it away. But then also it goes back to the logistics where they told, I want you to put as many stars as possible on your thing or what. I have no idea what Mnet told these people. Okay. I could see this one be shown. Once again, I feel like all of them have that potential, so I'm going to leave this one kind of blank, not sure, but that's what I would do. I would keep him at a 1 star, Jungmin Gyu. I also think, too, I'll say, he's very, he had a strong start. I like his charisma is nice. However, the type of choreography this is, it shouldn't make you this unstable this quickly. Because there's a lot of isolations in it, but not a lot of like speed changes for the body. It's 2 steps. So when you look at it when it comes to complexity in terms of instability of vocals, it doesn't match. If we were hearing this, I'm glad it was stable there because he's just walking, right? He ends up breaking there. And it's becoming, he's straining. I would call it more so that. And he's just doing a hip ISO. It's not even close to the chest. So for me, whenever I look at straining or losing energy, it has to do with fullness of movement, complexity of movement, how much of your chest is being utilized in the movement. All of those things factor in for me whenever I view somebody's vocal capabilities, right? So for me, it doesn't make sense why we are as fatigued vocally already. But he's doing pretty decent. He's doing it about as well as 2 PM themselves do it, so I can't complain about that side. But the notes being held are a bit strained. I would, if I was a vocal coach, I'd be like, I really want to get a hold of him and make him not be borderline damaging to his vocals if we're not careful. So, a little silhouette there. It's fun. Now, was that I messed that all up, or is I felt pretty good, or I expect to keep or lose my star? I have no idea. We don't know, but kudos to him for trying as a soloist. All right, next person. Mmmh by Kai. Go to the floor. Go to the floor. This is his own. Okay. Okay, I can see him pull him down to 2, but I would keep him at 3. Because, I mean, vocals, you could hear him waver a bit, but I really appreciate and respect the fact that I think he made his own rap to that. Because whenever I analyze, I don't remember Kai hitting any of that rhythmically. Also, I don't know if they'll show this one because Baekho Young didn't choreograph this, Bada did. So they wouldn't have it for that. Maybe it's a compilation of you know, EXO. Maybe they'll do a little bit of that where it's like a bunch of choreographies that we see all these groups do. You know, things like that. I don't know. I don't think he's a final lineup guy, is he? I mean, I feel like I have like 15 lists I'm making right now. But yeah, let's overview this. I think it was kind of smart to have the backtrack kind of do the beginning of his dance. Oh, that was pretty fine. He holds it down. But then also you may run into the problem of you may have Baekho Young being like, well, Kai was able to do this no problem, and if you're trying to be an idol, you know, square up to it, you know? I don't know. Because also, is Boyz Planet, are they looking for people that improve over the course of the show, or are they looking for people who are already debut ready now? That's another thing, because I don't know how soon after Boyz Planet 0 Base 1 debuted. I have no idea. So, maybe, was it like 3 months? I think somebody said that, possibly. I don't know. Anyway. So I would assume they would need people to be kind of, you know, almost ready. Like, they're looking for the star quality of it. So they don't want too many vocal issues. But also, who knows? And it back was fine. Yeah, so I like this. This, I think, is what saved it. When it comes to the vocal side, is his rap. But then even then, PH1 may be like, that was trash. I don't know. I'm not a rapper. Maybe in comparison to the vocals, it definitely showed improvement. What is this, Jiho? right? Che Jiho is not on my list. I like the switch up there, it's fine. Turn over there is fine. Don't you worry. Yo, chum, boom, boom. The tension. Yeah, they may knock him down to 2. I'll hit the little spaghetti noodle Mmmh section. I like that, where they go about change it with more fullness. That was great. I said. Cool. Read it up. Nothing crazy there. I think it did pretty decent. So I'm going to call this the person. And I'm going to say, I think we're going to give him a 2-star. Ideal. I think I'd like for him to keep the 3. But also I think that's what my guess will be, is he's going to get knocked down 1. I don't know. But anyway. Oh my gosh. I love the game that I've made for myself. So what is this? Crown by TXT? Whew.
이대로도 만지고 싶어 달라지고 싶어 저 멀리 나는 그 어떤 좋아해 내 몸이 미쳐나봐 내 머리에 불이 떴다 어떻게 멈추지 몰라 세상 속나 혼자 아파 구해줘 어쩌면 난 눈물이 된지도 몰라 건너 안 봐요 같은 나쁜 민서가 머리뿌리 쏟아 But I love it 넌 내 왕관이 되지 되니까 심장 내 홈런 But I love it 비려서 완벽해 뚜리잖아 괴로움만 참은 슬슬이
That is a hard track to cover. Like, Crown is so freaking cuss word full out. God bless it. Okay. Mnet, you're a freaking snake if you made him do that. And they didn't pick it on their own accord. Oh my god. Anyway, right here, I think it's really cute, this beginning, because that does pay a little tribute to Crown. Just initial thoughts, I can see them getting both bumped down to 1 star. So I'm gonna just go with my gut there. I'm gonna say that. Of course, I always want people to, you know, get the higher star, but I see more groups knocking down than rising up, personally, or holding their stars. So, I don't know, though. Alright, overview. All this is really nice. They do have pretty decent fullness right here. I mean, they held the choreo down very well. But we're already hearing some instability, right? So that's the thing. Hey. Fullness is nice. I like the knocks on that, which was fun. The grab is pull through is fun. The hops are cute. The hops are cute there too. Sink low. I like how he pushes away, which is also nice. Swing up's nice. The body roll, the hinge around's nice too. The knock, come on now. And then we do a little march. Eh, voila. Ooh, you. Yeah, the levels are nice. I mean, here. We're going to mute it. Na, na, I love it. Na, 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 na. I mean, look at that. Good fullness. I do think one of them, his is a little bit more, let's say, like, a little bit more closed in than my other guy, but that's just one of those things. It's a subtle thing. Really, this is really full, though. Pull around. It feels well rehearsed. It's great. I mean, performance side, it's really cute. That was a little bit muddled right there with the heart, but it could just be off of fatigue or whatever. The pulls are fine. Out in, the swivel, down, rotating it through. I like the wrist on that is cool. The bleed up's cool. The knock is nice. It's fine. Then they have a little point. Then they finish the crown. Yeah. Performance side looks fine. If they had 2 stars, it would not bother me, but I don't see them getting higher than 2 stars. Just like my Pentagon group, nor, Kick It. so far they've been, as a group, the highest rank that you could get collectively. Let me see. Yeah, it kind of feels like as we're watching, it's getting harder and harder to earn stars. But I think it's just because of the performances in the order, but yeah, so I don't see them scoring very high off of that. I can see them maybe holding on to 2, but I see a higher chance of them dropping down to 1 star. I don't see them getting none. I don't see really any of them getting no stars, but maybe it's just some nice. I don't know. Anyway, here we go. Next person. Uri Cheap, another My House. What?
Take it home tonight. Oh yeah. 네가 나타나서 나에게 무관심인 척하는 게 그래 네 맘을 그래 내게 눈빛을 줬다 뺐다 다 보이는 네 속마음에 나는 그래 oh yeah. 좋아 우리 집으로 가자 좋아 단 아무도 모를게 10분 뒤에 저 앞에서 너를 기다리고 있을게 좋아 우리 집으로 가자
Okay, I have a feeling they're going to show both My Houses because we have 2 soloists specifically that are doing it. So we have My House number 1, and then we have My House number 2. So I'm going to call this guy Mr. Blue. And then my other guy was what? Mr. Red? Maybe? But he also had a very defined jaw. So maybe we'll call him Mr. Jaw. We'll see. Call him 2 names. Mr. Jaw. Great. For me, I could see this potentially pulling up to 2 or keeping him at 1 as well. I don't know. I don't see him getting no stars. I could see the first guy, if he goes to 1, seeing my other guy drop. But also, I think he was more stable. I think the other guy did the choreography with a little bit more presence, but he did it cleanly, and it did look like he was attempting more difficulty with the choreo, right? But also it looks like, what's the best way to word it? He was stable, but it didn't feel like he was on pitch, right? But I don't remember like 2 p.m. Da-na-na-na-na. I mean, I think they're on pitch.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, in general, I feel like with my guy here, I could see my first guy scoring a lesser star than this guy. Because he, even though, like, he wasn't as, what's the word? He wasn't, I don't think, as in tune. I think he had more stability, and then he started breaking on the higher notes, right? And the choreography, I think my other guy did a little bit better, but he did it pretty clean, and I think he attempted more of the harder stuff. So if we're going to go off of who beat out who, I mean, I could possibly see him scoring higher. I mean, he also has more screen time, too, so that could also be a factor. I don't know. If they have a third guy doing My House, oh, goodness gracious. Okay, so I'm going to say he's going to maintain it as at least. Because also, I'm kind of guessing, how is Mnet going to do the politics of this? Or possibly move up to 2 stars. I don't know, though. So that's my guess here. I have no clue. This is really fun, though. Here we go. Next group. What? We're doing God's Menu? Bless America. He's getting dropped by a lot of stars. I like their fits though, it matches the vibe of the track. Suyeon, Schwanhao. I'm trying to read the Hangul when I can just look at the name. Young, Chong, Chong. I don't see anybody getting higher than 2 stars in this group. Uh-oh. So I'm calling this a God's Menu group. I'm thinking God's Menu. Let's overview it. Yeah, I think overview is the way to go because I'm looking at my time. I'm like at 40 minutes and we're not even 10 in. Oh, man. That's fine, though. I know you guys like watching these. Okay. Yeah, all this. I like the angles that they do. I like the fullness of that. But my first guy out the gate, there's a good chance I can see them pulling him to no stars. Because you gotta look, I think we have to look at context too. They all stated 4-star confidence. And I'm wondering if these mentors are like, well, let me show you where you're really at. And I could see a mentor going, you don't deserve any stars. You know, I could see all of them pulling 1 stars. Honestly, I don't know. Like this was, especially my guy in the red, I expect him, I feel more confident. Like I don't expect anybody over 2 stars here. So I'm going to put that. I'm going to also say this one's going to get shown on TV. That's my guess. So no more than 2 stars. And I also think that Mr. Redhead here, I think he's going to have the lowest stars out of the 4. So I could see him, I'm going to say Redhead. I'm going to say either none or 1 star. Just to see how brutal Mnet would make the judges be, right? Hitting it out. Also, ranges are off with those around there. The hit, K-pop change. I also don't know if the companies that they are representing have an influence over how the judges score them. We can't ignore that, right? Like I said, the only thing Mnet's claiming is it's 100% voted by the audience. Everything else can be controlled. Oh, bless it. Yeah, my guy right there. Man, it could be a nerves thing. Oh, we gotta remember that because whenever you're doing this kind of stuff in the practice room, it's gonna feel different and sound different than when you're doing it in front of an audience and in front of a judge panel. So my guy right here, this adrenaline is just backfiring. This is what I think is happening here. So I can see out of everybody that Mr. Brown here and Mr. Black here, I can see them having higher. Yeah. Who knows? They held it down as best as they could, in the circumstance. I don't see them scoring very high, honestly, though. I will be surprised if they get higher than 3 stars just based on the vocals and the full cam, but you never know. You never know. So, anyway, but next group, we have GBTB. Whoa!
Gonna pull the trigger, 분명한 gunshot, close both barriers. Who's gonna pull the trigger? 다 무너뜨려, you can beat him up, yeah, you can beat him up. Are you ready now? 속삭이는 해도 왠지 익숙해, 처음 보는데도 저 깊이 감춘 너의 맘에 빛이 던지고 승리를 불안나. 우린 갇혀버린 player 사라질 시간을 찾아 헤맨 prayer So we keep on running from So we keep on running from Tonight, tonight, tonight Yeah, this area no more fake Burn it better than running like a burn 내 길을 개척한 feel like 몇 천의 영감 이제 죽게 하나들 우리들의 자유로운 일들 Go beyond the barrier Go beyond the barrier Who's gonna pull the trigger 운명을 가린 shot No more barriers Who's gonna pull the trigger 다 무너뜨려 You can beat him up Yeah you can beat him up Shoot out tonight Who's gonna pull the trigger 더 뜨거워진 We can shoot it out Yeah we can shoot it out
That was a smart song choice, but it could also go back to, did him not give them that song? I don't know. But that was because a lot of it was delegated collectively with enough time for us to hear each person, right? But also, you got to see the dance first and then see the vocals, and the vocals were all full together because they were all together, right? So this is a very smart song to do with the group for an audition for placement like this. So we're going to call this, what, GBTB group. I think they could probably, I think with the group of fours like this, they would show them out of everything. So I'm going to say they're going to show this one. I can see them, I can see most of them holding their place. I don't know if everybody's going to hold their place. I don't know how cutthroat they're going to be, but I would say very full. I mean, yeah, what we're going to start doing now is I'm just going to do overview, say what I think out of initial thoughts, because that's what our panel's doing. So maybe I may accidentally overthink it if I keep going back and I'm like, okay, let's dive through it. Unless it's like freaking phenomenal, or if it's like, ooh, bless her heart, you know, then we may dive deeper. But yeah, so that's my guess. This one will be shown on TV. I would say let's have over half stay at 4. We will do that. Well, all, I don't know. I think they got the same amount of shots as the Kick It group, the very first one we saw. That would get it. Maybe. I don't know. Now, is there a Zero Base 1 member in this group? I didn't have a chance to clock the names here. I know if it showed in the episode, they may show their names and I would know there. I don't know, but they were very strong. Good job. That was great. Okay. Stock Matthew. He's a Zero Base 1 member.
All I wanna do is kick you with you. 너의 몸에 그린 것만 같은 미술. 오늘 이 살처럼 네 마음을 see through. All I wanna do is kick you with you. Girl, 뭐가 중요한지 baby 바로 말해줄게. 지금 5천만 원짜리 시계 작지만 나는 너로 신나끼지. 네가 원한다면 짧게 새 따위는 안 좋아하니까 정말 신기한 여자 나를 너로 가게 만드니까 baby oh yeah 상상했어 girl all night 몸에 tattoo 보여줘 if it's alright
That was great. Very strong. I mean, okay. Cool. We know he's in the Zero Base 1 lineup because of Sok Matthew, which he's on my list. So we're calling this the All I Want to Do. All I Want to Do. If they're a Zero Base 1 member, I would be shocked if they were not shown in the star level. So we're going to give him, yes, he's being featured. I see him bumping up to 4 stars. I see why though. Because he was stable and he had syncopation and polyrhythms in it. So I would be surprised. I mean, he's going to stay at his level easily. I can see him move up, no problem, too. You know, I think, let me see. We'll overview this because we know it's a Zero Base 1 member. I think I feel good about that. We'll overview the Zero Base 1 members. So I do like his personality here. He didn't let his voice falter or anything during all of this with the transitions over at the head, and I like the zigzag wave on it with a little extra bounce on it too, which was really nice. Body roll is cool. Now I don't know if there is choreo to this because it's Loco and Hoodie. It's Beck J. Oh, it's J Park's it's J Park's song. Did J Park do this choreo? I don't know. I like the subtlety of it though. It's very conversational. He looks great doing it. Hitting it back. He ends up doing a little slide out of it. So I bet PH1 would probably enjoy this because PH1 used to be under the same label as J Park. So that's another reason why they would show it, is because of the affiliation. I like that da-da-da-da-da-da-da. So the step out, so bring it back in. And then do a little tone wap out in. Come on now. Rotating it around. I like the isolated wave coming out of it. And then he ends up itemizing the wave on that too, which was fun. And it goes into a little James Brown influence out of that too. There was at no point where I felt like he was unreliable on the vocal side, which was cool. That's a good thing. You want nice little heel digs on that. Little body roll to that. Ball change is fun. The hit, and then I like the rotation around is cool. So stepping out and back in. Now, he technically already did that, but it just looked a little different. I think that looks great there. Punches are in, a little body roll, cool. And then we travel it up. So I like the arm, swinging it down, and then we take the leg up. Cool. Little bounce on that's nice. The little two steps are nice. Punch, bringing it down. Head, out, in. Yeah, so all that looks nice. Traveling it through. It's clear. It's readable. We're here for it. Boom, boom, boom. Little brush, little head. That's cool. I can see him get a 4-star for that performance. He did great. He's the best soloist that we've seen thus far. So that was cool. Definitely gonna be seen on TV for sure. And look, it's a Golden Child track. Okay, good for them. It's a Golden Child track. So I'm gonna possibly say that even the tracks, like looking at what kind of influence of global viewership would appreciate certain track choices, I don't think this one will be shown. Maybe in compilation at best. I mean, the ones that I don't choose would be probably compilation, but that's what my guess is here. We're gonna call it Dam Da Di, and we're gonna call it the Letterman Group to help me remember because it's all in Korean. I expect them to maintain. I don't expect them to drop. Maintain star, which would be 1 star. Yeah, could have seen bump up to 2 maybe if we're going to factor in complexity of choreo, but they definitely, they weren't really clinging together, and it didn't feel like they committed to their movement as effectively as I feel like they needed to, but I did appreciate the personalities that they were showing, so I think that was really cute. I mean, yay to them for that. Next group, Criminal by Taemin. Okay.
널 벗어나려 하지만 스며든 채로 고개를 끄덕여 난 말에 꾸미고 춤추는 두 발이 싫지는 않지 새초에 정해진 너라는 진리에 저항할 맘 없으니 멈춰줘 후예 나를 치는 criminal 날 달래못 괴롭혀 너란 목줄을 채운다 숨을 쉴 수 없게 아프면서 암울하잖아 날 멈추는 criminal 고개를 저어보지마 yeah 깊이 끌려가 놓지 않아 전부 무너뜨려 날
I think the cheering is cute. Okay, Donggon. So I'm gonna call this one the Criminal set. I didn't even put Letterman's. I said they're not gonna show up on TV. Okay, Criminal. I don't think this one would show up. I'd say compilation at best. I was thinking he could maintain 3, but then the longer we were going on, I was seeing it drop a little bit. So I can see him pull 2 stars for this performance. Comes to vocals, the beginning, he didn't let his vocals falter by hinging around the back. So that was a strong start. I do think some of his choices, it felt like we were placing choreo. It didn't feel like he was a part of it. And whenever you do cover Taemin, it is something that people do subconsciously expect is you have to have that kind of sex appeal or that charisma that Taemin brings to his choreography. That's what makes it just settle in the track very well. And so that turns into a low-key expectation. So unfortunately, he did not meet that in the realm of the type of track that it is, the sensual tease that it can be. It did feel very forced, right? Which is why I would drop the star, and I'd probably give him 2 stars for this. But he was very stable in certain areas, and then near that end is where it really started to feel strained and not set up for success in that regard. So that's why I'm going to give him 2 stars for this performance. We will see if he ends up in the final lineup. Let's see. Taipei.
붉어보이는 약간 forest 속에 타오르는 불씨 견디지 못하게 네 손들려 나 밟지 Don't tell me 가만히 놔두면 너라 물어 난 솔직한 듯며 이빨 드러내지만 더는 나를 기다리려 하지만 Don't tell me 벌써 전부 단 하나의 룰 잡이오는 먹이 사스부 부르짖어 너 위에 let's go So bring it on 미안해요 더 거침없이 세상에 넌 말고 보러 나 너의 걱정거리 씹어먹어야 해 헬스리에 등은 보이든 마 So run up 깨워봐 Hurry up wake up 깨워봐 Hurry up 미안해요 더 거침없이 숨소리 힘껏 질러봐 Show me what you got
Wow. I think, okay, can I take another gander? I think my guy right here, he's in X Love, isn't he? He gives the vibe and charisma of the same guy. If I'm being honest, I feel like everybody kind of matches their stars. I think he could bump up to 3. I can see him go 3. I can see him stay at 4 because I know he showed 5. Every time he was very stable, fantastic as a performer. He worked very well, and I loved all of that. Fantastic. I would keep him 4. I would bump him 3, and I would keep these guys same. Very cool. Like it was pretty decent. Like he matched the 5-star energy that he put on himself. Like he met that in confidence, in charisma, and in presentation and performance. So that was really, really well done, honestly. So I'm going to call this the Tiger Inside group. I don't know who ended up choreographing this one because I did not cover SuperM. I did EXO and SHINee and the affiliates involved with them, but not SuperM, so I have no idea. So I'm going to say everyone, I see this one being aired. I do. Everyone keeping, placement, and then I'll say light hair to 3. I'd give him 3 stars. He was stable, but I wouldn't give it, it wasn't like a, wow, he killed it. But everyone held it down. I would say my other 2 guys who were at 2, I could see them possibly moving up to 3, but I think the one I have the most confidence in is Mr. Light Hair right here. But they did pretty well with their sections, but you really could, though, feel the difference between him and these 2, which is why I'm a bit hesitant. But he held it down on his sections pretty decently from what I'm remembering. So that's cool. We're here for it. I kind of expect this one to get aired, or compilation at least, for sure. But man, that was really, really fun for my guy right there. Here we go. Oh boy. This is it, isn't it, everyone? You've already seen it. It's the clap off tempo that I've. Yeah, so I feel like this one, so we've already looked at it. I've already gotten it out of my system. I got to see how the show structured it, and what made it so funny, if you hadn't seen my reaction, it's on Patreon, was the fact that they listed all of the credentials. It took so much longer to talk about the credentials of Baekhyun and Choi Young-jun than it was the excerpt they actually showed of the performance. That's what I found to be really funny. Yeah, that's funny. And I've been on the receiving end of something like this before as well, as a teacher, where it's like, you're like, oh, I can't, like, you can't laugh. You can't, in those spaces. And like for here, I think that's, I'm in the full cam headspace where, you know, that, watching by itself was really funny, but then watching it here, it's like, I can see this scored no stars. You know, do I actually know what it scored? No, I actually don't. So I would put it, if we're going to make one, it's going to be on TV. I know it is because I saw an excerpt on it. No stars for either. Because I do know Choi Young-jun choreographed it. So there's that extra stressor there. Not only that, they weren't in time. They were more off time than on time for the majority of it. And I think that speaks there. They were not stable. But I also heard that they didn't get to choose a song. So if they chose the song and this is what it was, and for me, I'd have like no sympathy. But my heart goes out to them, guys, because they turned into an entire trend. Anyway, but yes, I've said many things about them before this video. I knew this was coming. And if you were like, Jess, why didn't you laugh? Oh, I did the first time I watched it. Under the proper context, you can go just type in hot, and it's one of those. If you go on Patreon and search, it's there. I may put it on YouTube early. I don't know though. But anyway, we're going to go ahead and move on. View. Vietnam. 3 stars. Bum, bum, bum.
모두 할 말을 잃지 않고 4차원 이상의 기적의 view 달콤이지 검은 reach for you 보이기 시작하는 햇살도 느릿해진 걸 누가 봤을까 6번째 같은 나였었나 정도지로 더 좋아 더 민감하고 더 떨릴 수 있지 말아줘 너무 아름다운 down 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 view 너무 아름다운 down 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 view 더 보여줘 down 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 view 너무 아름다운 down
Okay. Okay. Let me see. We're gonna call this one View. I don't think this one's gonna show up on TV. I think part of it is I have to recognize there are certain countries that are going to be more desirable to watch than others. Is it fair? No. Do I think Vietnam's going to be a country that people are chomping at the bits to watch? I personally want to see everybody, honestly. But when I look at a lot of shows that I've seen, I normally don't see Vietnam as much of a showcased grouping. Like, even like we had a whole Street Woman Fighter franchise come out of Vietnam this year, but they didn't even use the country name in the World Street Woman Fighter promotions. Do you know what I mean? Like, I think I'm kind of getting rubbed off of that. So that's what makes me think there's a chance they may not show this. They were strong. I think they should maintain their stars, personally, because they weren't 100% super stable, but they were consistent throughout. They had good performance, and I think they didn't like have any voice cracks or anything. It just didn't feel stable, I think, is the one thing. Now, if it felt like they had no issues, it felt like nothing, and they made it their own, then I think we could entertain a 4-star. But for me, I'm going to say they maintained. But here's the thing. I do know with a lot of these, I don't know if I'm actually going to know the results of. Maintain 3 stars. Both of them. I think it was fine. I think one of them I could see drop to 2, possibly, but I would say 3 would be, my guess here. I personally, just as a person, I hope to see this one on the televised, but I am going to put right now, based on the Mnet side, when they promote shows, Vietnam's not a super hot topic that they tend to use. So I don't know. I hope I'm wrong. All right. Hanbin.
숨소리 덩을 조에도 담긴 듯이신 깊으신 너와 난 이 순간도 팽창하고 있는 그 우주 깊은 우주 사람들이 잠을 불었네 그래서 나를 기원하지 않아 미움받으려고 세팅하게 상처를 더욱 날 성장시켜 오늘도 수고한 나의 축복을 I'm beautiful But hey yeah 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 내 삶의 모든 외침 이곳 예술 I'm wonderful 네가 라라라라 반드시 우릴 활짝 피어나 불러 노래 살아있다 우리 꿈을 꾼다 우리 아름다운 우리 여기에 있다 봄봄봄봄봄봄 봄봄봄봄봄 봄봄봄봄봄봄
Yeah. Okay, so we know this is does he end up being the leader of Zero Base One? Hong Hanbin? Right? If I'm remembering correctly? Yeah? Okay, so yeah, we're gonna put Song Hanbin. We know he's gonna be televised easily because he has the whole battle with Lip J. I remember looking at that before even looking at his Artist of the Month. He's gonna get 4 stars most likely. He was pretty stable. Now, when it comes to the stability, I think both him and Matthew were smart because they had rap sections, right? Now, I do think Matthew was more stable in his, but I think Hanbin has more complexity of choreo as well. So I think that's where the toss-up is. If people want to debate whose was harder, it just depends on what component you're looking at. So here, I think Hanbin did very well. He hits it over, like the accent there. I don't think he's vocalizing here yet. I don't know, though. The accent there. The ponies are nice, I like the fullness on that. He hits it. Really good range. I like his overheads on that too. Heavy arm control, heavy whacking influence. Makes sense because of who he's affiliated with. Spella. I know all this. I like the little pivot turn out of that, so I like how he slides it over. I don't know what is original on and off and what is his. I'm assuming anything that's arm control or anything tutting or anything whacking is of his influence, or maybe he picked the song because there was so much integration. Part of it though is him. I like his little wave there, is really fun, travels it up. He goes and resets that doo-doo-doo, traveling up from the knees over to the hand is really fun. They kick it through. I like the accent on that. They pick it up. Then he ends up resetting out in. He accents back with the elbow. Then he presents, boom, really nice. And then we end up rotating it through. I love this. He ends up, a lot of this I just remember from the Artist of the Month. It's really fun. Just traveling through is really cool. I love that little breakaway. He takes it, switches it over to the side. Then we take it, the gear, we switch it over, which is really cool. I like the Anna. Oh, that was fun. I'm going to assume that's his. Then you have a subtle little James Brown influence moment as he goes and travels. The toss is fun. The pulls are nice, and then you have subtlety going on with the shoulder there. There's your overhead right there, little air screw energy, and then he ends up rolling it. He presents out. I'm beautiful. And then he rotates. I really love that. Really fun. And he hits it through. Hey, 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 yeah. Now the question is, did he have the whacking battle or just battle exchange with Lip J before or after this? Part of me wishes, I hope it's after, but also you never know. They hit it through, and maybe they ask him because of what he ends up doing in the choreo. I don't know, though. And he hits it, tosses it, high over. La, 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 la. Which is really cool. They present, they toss, hit. So I like the pulse on that, and I like the kick is also nice. And then we end up doing a nice little pelvic pulse out of it with the punch up is cool. Low to high, I like the point, and it goes bum, bum. Little hard is cute, a little charisma moment. Travel it through, and then we brush. Nice little raise up there. And there's our little fingers. We trinkle it down, super cute. Here we go. 5, 6, 7. Here's this moment. Boom, boom. Look at that wrist rotation galore to create all these beautiful angles. Look at that. That's clean. Then it goes boom, boom. Bum, 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 bum. Nice little horn moment there. Brings it through. He begins more of a knuckle wave. He didn't finish it, though. I'm assuming he just wanted to stop it right there in the first one. And he accents, boom. It's a complete. People are like, who is this dude? Love it. Here's the thing. I'm going to tell you this right now. Mnet did not have to show his walk-in that he's not affiliated with anybody. Because there were so many people they left out that are from different countries. And that are from different agencies. But they intentionally showed him as a solo with no agency. Right? So, anyway, they just said, oh, he's pretty, everything. We already knew. They were starting the narrative early, but also they could have done that out of influence of how well he did in the star test level. We have to remember that, too. If they go to the auditions, they see how the judges score them, that can influence who gets the features when in the editing process. So, that's why, for me, it does not surprise me. He scored well. You know, he's going to get a lot of screen time. I feel that he ends up being the leader. He's going to get a huge fan base following. It makes sense. Because he's great. Like, he's definitely a top contender when it comes to, as a soloist. Him and Matthew are freaking the front runners on the dancing by yourself, singing and rapping by yourself elements. I do think, out of my groups, I like Kick It so far. The very, very first one we saw together, I think was pretty good. So good for him. I'm glad we got to finally tackle this. I kind of feel like we've all been waiting. You guys have been waiting for me to watch him by himself. Okay, here we go. Next group. Oh, they end up doing Kick It as well.
Let me introduce them to some good days. Good days. Good days. Not a poodle, dillo, dog, good spell. Not a dime, how to go with good spell. My woman, 미뤄가게 상상조차 할 수 없었던 아주 극적인
Super's wearing it. Who are they from? So that would be, they're the Korean of, there's two components. I think the first Kick It group is from the same agency. Interesting. Now the question is, did G or K do it better? I think G did. If it is the same agency. See, now I'm curious. Officially checked, and it is the same G and K, same agency. Okay. Wow. Isn't that fun? Okay. Oh, is it Hyujin? See, look, now I gotta check. Hyujin. Yeah, Hyujin ends up in the final lineup. My guy right there. So at least we have one 0x1 member here. So we're gonna, of course, want to talk about it. I think he ends up, what's the word? Yunso? No. Okay. Songon. My other guy. Yeah. Okay. So my guy right here, Han Yujin, makes it in. Yes. Presentation through. I like the little through is cool. Little body roll is really nice. The riding through accent with the elbow is also fun. Traveling it around. Little check mark. Looks totally fine. Travels it through. Nothing crazy. I mean, he ends up putting stars on his leather jacket. I thought that was really funny. He's the only one who does just the plain Jane 4 stars. Isn't he? Presentation, the knock up is cool. They end up going overhead, boom, they knock it, which is really nice. They walk, and then my guy has lost his mic pack, but they end up being professionals and kind of grabbing him and making it work for what they have. Traveling in, the little knock up there is fun. They hit it through. I like the bleed over on that. I like that ba-da-da-da-da-da-da thing. This is like a legit matchup. I mean, it's the closest thing you can get. Same agency, G and K, and it's the same song. Same arrangement, maybe. I don't know. He does pretty good. He holds it down nice and stable. Yeah, who is this? A song on, yeah. He started a little bit early, personally, I believe, but I could be wrong there. Okay, what's really interesting here is that my guy right here stands out more than Yujin does. Songwon. Yeah, he's not in my final lineup right here. Huh. He ends up holding it okay, pretty decently. Dropping it down, nothing crazy there. Out, in. Oh, I do think, though, what Yujin has is he's got a lot of this extra breathy elements behind his movement, similar to whenever you see, folk dance, right? So that's how I felt with Rui, R-U-I, from X-Love. Even though he was here in Boys Planet, there's like this breathy element of his choices, and a lot of that comes from the wrist presses that you see in Chinese folk. But here, I mean, in K, I'm assuming it's probably Korean folk that we're dealing with here. But some of his choices, how he rocks back and how he adds and sustains, I do enjoy. So that's really cool. And he threw. So because my guy right here in the leather, it felt like he started prematurely. I could see him get knocked down to 3. But I can see, for the most part, everybody held it down decently well enough. I can see them all maintaining their positions, but who knows how our judging panel handles people with the excessive stars. Does that mean they want to knock them down a size based on confidence? I don't know. So he's trying to deal with the mic pack right there, holding it down. He got his completely flying in the wind. Cool. So they all did they did pretty well. I can see them all maintaining their position, but also I think there's probably 2 members here that I could see drop to 3, maybe. But whatever G gets, I'm assuming K may also get. I don't know. I think that's a really fun component that has ended up happening here. So in order to call this, we're going to say kick it G, and then we're going to say kick it K. So I'm going to say maintain. And then we can see maybe 2 people drop, if that, right? Same with the first group. I can see everybody keeping their 4, no problem. Just from when it comes to like charisma of a full group, if they're all pressing high quality, then I do feel like they can all just maintain and pass, no problem. All right, next group, Glitch Mode NCT Dream. What are we doing here?
Scratch that, bring it back. The episode is one. The 몸이 고장났어. 어제 그때가 돌아오면
We've lost our mic pack, man.
Like a missed call, 비상이 걸려. I'm on a glitch mode. Hey, hey, watch me, I'm gonna be crazy. Don't come with heads up.
The back walk over, step out was fine. Alright, let's back handspring, step out. It's near the end where a lot of choices are going to get made. They had a very strong start. Love that. That was a little Valdez moment. Wow.
Trouble like a misstep. 비상이 걸려. I'm on a glitch mode.
Okay, okay. Ooh, okay, what are their stars? Let me see what their stars are. Here. So I got 2, 3, 3. I can see all of them be at 2. I don't think anybody was inherently 1 quality to me. I would say the guys that are at 3, I can see them get knocked down to 2 though, because it was in the middle to the end where it really started to fall a little bit, right? But there we go. We're gonna kind of we'll overview it, right? Is this Anthony, Min, and Haruto? He was very strong. Out of everybody, I could see him, if he's gonna maintain anything, I can see my guy in the middle do. So, but then it started to get more and more unstable as it went on. And NCT tracks are they can just be so wild too. But did they pick it? We will never know, right? Glitch Mode, I'm gonna guess, what is it? Mr. Color Block may stay 3 question mark, and then everybody else may drop to 2. Else will be 2 stars. That's what my guess is. But I mean, choreography in the beginning was great. They held it down very well. It's just, once again, near the middle to the end, the vocals were not keeping up with the movement, and then also some of our timing of our vocals got a little off as well. So that's where all of my basis is coming from for that. Okay, next up, Rush Hour. Ooh, Miguk. Oh, the U.S. Got it. Jay?
Do you guys know this song? Hey ladies, gentlemen, do what you wanna do, baby. Ow! Let's get it! Alright.
If only he was on pitch.
I've been walking on the street, yeah. You ain't really G, it's so 한가지, yeah. And I'm going to know what's on the get long. Passion and monkey straw, take a kill, mother bigger. We gotta celebrate, no turkey, give my name. Look at what I do, baby.
Ooh, okay. He redeemed it a bit right there.
Gentlemen, do what you wanna do, baby. Hey, ow! Let's go. 그러니까 너를 비워줘 분위기 님이 밥을 바른 샴페인 가볍게 뽐내 리듬을 같은 타이틀 남는 길 시간에서 병이 꼬막힌 뱅 바라다가 세상이 궁금해 내 차를 이제 시작 Fiji weave, staring power tweet Control try, don't you fall Don't cargo tax, region back again
Ooh, wow.
Click up, break out, 시합을 다들 shoot Hit me, hop to a baby 다시 clap, and then it there 하나 둘 모여 마치 traffic jam
Okay. Okay. So yes, Jay was a little bit off in the beginning, but also it was just a cappella. But he redeemed it in some of his runs for sure. I would say vocally, could it be because I'm American? And that's just preference of what I'm listening to in tone from a lot of the artists that I listen to in my country. Maybe. But I like his vibe of his vocals and how he chose to run. So it was very satisfying. It was cool. So I could see him bump up to 4 on the vocals. I do think he ended up marking a little bit of the movement to where it kind of didn't really match the energy as my other guy from Miguk, from America, USA. But also in my head, you remember what I was saying earlier about how countries get viewed in certain ways from one place to another? I do feel like the US gets viewed pretty nicely in the grand scheme of things in comparison to other countries in when it comes to Korea. I will say though, K-pop, if you look at the origins of where K-pop, the sound and the inspiration came from, it came from American black culture music, R&B, hip-hop, rap, things like that. So Chichi and the boys, people of the first generation have clarified this. They have stated this. It is not new information, so please go be curious about this. So that's why that could be a reason, is that K-pop, a lot of it is referenced and influenced off of the Western pop sound, and some of it specifically over in America, some of the development there. Now, there's other pop sounds in European countries for sure, so I'm not detesting or downplaying that. That's not what I'm saying. I am saying we cannot ignore the American sound influence to the genre that they're all competing for, right? But now, K-pop's its own thing. It's its own genre, is what we've considered it. But then, of course, there's so many different facets of the conversation we could partake in, but we're just going to pertain it here. I can see Jay keep his. I can see my other guy potentially drop. I think it's going to come down to PH1 and how he rapped. If he rapped to PH1 standards, I can see him keeping him at 4, maybe bumping him up to 4. Jay's going to bump up to 4. I feel very strongly about that. So we're going to call them Rush Hour. It's a good track. If one's more catered to rap and one's more catered to vocals, that's a good one to split because J-Hope does more rap and Crush does more vocals. So it's nice. And I've done the choreo too. So I think they both did pretty well, but notice he approached it differently. And I think part of it came from what their demands were vocally during that section on stability, right? So I'm going to say Jay's going to bump up to 4 for sure. And I think this may get shown. I'm going to say that. And then, ooh, you know what? I didn't even say with the other one. Oh yeah, Kick It K is going to get shown for sure. Glitch Mode. I don't know if Glitch Mode will. Maybe. They've been showing some of the guys in that group more. I don't know. But Rush Hour, I could see because it's America. If I'm gonna say that Vietnam may not get shown because of country, I'm gonna say they get shown because of country. But also, Jay has good vocals too, so there's that. But also Vietnam, they held it well in performance. So I don't know. Anyway, but in general, I think they held it down pretty well. I could see my guy right here stay at 3, but I could see Jay bumped up to 4. So that's what I'm gonna say right there. Okay. We have another criminal. Okay. Oh, and his barefoot. And he rated himself 4 stars. They're gonna knock him down on stars. The sporadic claps. Okay. They're gonna bump him down probably If he was off timing, I could see him get no stars. But choreo wasn't I don't think it was the choreo problem. It was his tone. So we're going to actually take the vocals out for a second and just look at it. Oh, who did I end up doing that for? I did that for Hot whenever I actually analyzed it. And then it was it, so like if you look, it's not, I mean, he's trying to set it up well, but because he doesn't have a strong vocal, it feels more cringe than it feels, what is it? Not conversational, what is it? Convincing, that's what it is. It does feel convincing because it doesn't have the vocals to back it. That's the downside. It also looks like he's pretty stiff in the torso. I don't think his timing was off in his choreography, though. So that's probably why I'm like, I don't know if I'd give it no stars. I could see 1 star. They're not going to keep him at 4. That I feel. Now, who did I mute? Was it Coco Bop? Or Pentagons? I think it was Pentagons. They could bump that one lower to like the 1 star realm. If he should be in the same star range as the Pentagon group. Is what it feels like. Because the choreo was fine with Pentagon group. But they didn't have the vocals. His choreo was fine. I do think it is a bit on the stiffer side. And I don't know if he made his own choreo. I don't know. Interesting, right? So let me see. We're going to say Criminal 2. I'm going to say number 2. This one's K with the red. Yeah, so all this here, it's just not. You can see he's straining so hard, too. I do appreciate the, the cheers of encouragement, but yeah, I'm going to be optimistic, and I'm going to say 1 star. They're going to knock him down from 4 by a lot of stars. Okay, vocals really killed him for that, and I do think if he was, I do think if he was off the timing of the choreo and off timing of vocals, he'd get no stars. But I'm going to say 1 star because he didn't, he at least stayed on time from what I'm seeing here, and and vocals weren't super, they at least were staying where they were, even though the pitch was off. No, the reset was funny. Rino Nakasone choreographed this one.
너무 예뻤어 남자들이 가만 놨어 흔들리는 그녀의 맘 사실 알고 있어 그녀에게 사랑은 한순간의 느낌일 뿐 뭐라 해도 나에겐 삶의 everything 아마 그녀는 어린 내가 부담스러운가 봐 날 바라보는 눈빛이 말해주잖아 And I think I'm gonna hate it girl 다가오는 걸 가슴이 말해준다 누가 뭐래도 누난 너무 예뻐 그녀를 보는 난 미쳐 하지만 이제 지쳐 Replay 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 제목이 맘을 알겨 아파서 이제 난 고쳐 다가오는 Replay replay replay
Cute. That was cute. Okay, so I'm going to assume, and I can't believe I forgot again to say what's going to be on TV and what's not. I don't think this one's going to be on TV, but I'm using a different logistic this time. Firstly, there's no affiliation with any of the individuals that are there, to my knowledge, at least on the dance side, that they're affiliated with the track. Choi Young-jun, Lip J, nor Baek Young have any affiliation to SHINee during this era. That was a Rino Nakasone era through and through with the MJ influence on top of it. So I don't think we would play it for that. Also, when I look at the light count, it is lower than the other ones I've been seeing. And I hadn't even factored in, like, maybe I should look at light count to see if maybe that'll help me in knowing, that may or may not be on TV because people don't know about it, right? So I'm going to say this one is not going to show up on air. Let me see, replay. And also, I would say it's right there with I'd say they were a little bit more stable than our Pentagon group. Their timing was better than the hot group, but I would say they kind of maintained their star rating is what I would go with. I don't know if I'd bump them up to 2. They didn't show stability there, and both of them as a group didn't go full throughout the entirety of it. You can see they modified, or you can see they marked, that didn't produce positive results in their favor, if that makes sense. Because for me, an example like Jay, he modified a little bit. He muted some of his movement during rush hour, but it worked in his favor because of the runs and his vocal capabilities. So I saw the checks and balances of that. Here, I didn't quite see it, which is why it's a little bit harder for me to see that justified, if that makes sense. I'm just trying to go off of my own schema with a little bit of a dabble in what's Snake doing here too. We don't know, but I'm gonna say no, it's not gonna get shown on the TV, and they're probably gonna maintain is what I'll say here. Do I always want to be optimistic? Always, but I'm going to try to be realistic as well. Okay, next up. Iedam.
If you don't know, right now I'm gonna have some on my lip. I got a best palm on tip. 주머니에 흘러넘쳐나는 sea. I know all the D. 내를 언제나 깔끔하게 바뀌는 날. Suspicion 네 미소 속에 나 빠져들어. 너의 뒤에 멈추려고 해봐도 난 벗어나려 해봐도 흔들리는 네 맘 calling me now.
Okay, very strong start, but I think 2 components is what makes me give him my rating. I'm gonna give him a 2. I was entertaining 3, almost 4, but I'm giving him a 2. I don't think I'm going off of context here. Maybe they'll show him, maybe compilation. I'm gonna go comp for him for how they're gonna show him, but I don't think it's not aggressively poorly executed to where they would show it for that reason, nor is it a 4-star performance. I don't know if they would show that either. This is a very 2-star kind of performance because the first component is there was a long time where he didn't sing, and I think that can work against you in this kind of format. Then the second thing would be as soon as he came off of that long period where he was dancing, and the dance wasn't inherently overly polyrhythmic, but it was fatiguing because what ended up happening to his vocals very soon after, it felt like a completely different person that was singing. And it really felt like he wasn't managing the stamina to make himself consistent throughout all of it with holding high notes and things. So that's why I'm going to give him a 2. I do think he did enough to maintain 1 for sure. But I would even give him an extra star because I would love to see him grow in the area of learning how to regulate. That's the beauty of the program. But I would not see him getting higher than a 2-star right now. And then whether or not we'll see it on TV, I don't know. I mean, he only has 13,000. I mean, he has 13,000 likes, which, I mean, that's pretty good. So maybe I shouldn't do that. Maybe I shouldn't go off of that. I don't know. It's a 2-star. It's a 2-star for me. So I think it won't get shown because it's not like a no star and it's not a 4-star. Yeah, that's my guess. We're gonna do that. Trust your gut, Jess. Veil by Lay. Okay.
Yeah. Illuminating the road when you're walking. Tell me all your steps, but you gotta be right as I am so down. Got me feeling like I'm measuring a dream was before. Back it up, back it up, back it up, crazy. You keep hugging, you can take it up. you can play no tricks on me. SHINee, don't lie.
So he's holding similar stability.
Yeah.
At least he ad-libbed. Interesting song choice.
Baby, take it off your face. Feel too ready to be fake. Let's go. Need it right now, can't wait. Baby, take it off your face. Let's go.
Is that why he picked Lay? Because of the crump nuances? Ugh.
Let's go.
Okay, he's gonna bump up to 3. I see that, and because he has 42,000 likes, was a huge jump from the previous 2. I think this one may get shown as a, you know, gotta flip my page as one on TV. So we're gonna do that, and then I'm gonna stop cheating. I'm gonna not look there anymore. I know it's gonna be hard. Veil. This one will be shown. That's a cheat though. I don't think this is a member because when I look at his name, how Kim Ji-won? No. Haong, Song-hao, Kim Tae. No. So I don't think he is. I don't think he makes it. Sorry, spoiler alert. But yeah, what my previous guy did, my gambler guy, he ended up doing a very similar format. He's even in a similar fit, but the difference is he stayed stable and he even added ad-libs during the bigger section where he wasn't singing. His movement was consistent and it didn't feel like his movement sucked the energy out of him vocally. So that's good. I also think he had really nice charisma and he also showed a fun element of crump. So could that actually get him sent to 4 stars? I would, maybe. He's definitely going to get 3 stars. 3 stars plus, maybe 4. He's pretty stable. Is he as stable as Matthew or Songbin? Or no, Hanbin? Personally, I don't think so. He's closer to Hanbin than I would say Matthew when it comes to the stability side. But 3 stars, I'm going to go with my gut. I'm going to say 3 stars for sure. I can see him pull 4 just based off of order in which you see these contestants. I think that's a component that a lot of people don't think about, is that if you're saturated in a certain quality of execution and then you're encountered with a strikingly different quality, that's going to mess with you a little bit. And you may judge it either more harshly or you may judge it more favorably depending on order, because we're humans and subjective by nature. So that it can be something that ends up happening here depending on his placement. I don't know, but he did a very, very nice job. I see him moving up in his stars is my note for him. Okay, I'm not looking at the likes anymore. I'm not going to do it. This is what? Ilbon Osaka? Ilbon Osaka. Best stars? Boompen Zero. Zero conduct, right? Conduct Zero, I think is what it's called. So it's Japan. Not stable? First 2 are not stable. Keita.
Everybody say yeah, whoa. 멀쩡한 날이 없지 왔다리 갔다리나 사가지 바가지가 얄라리야 오늘부터 푹 왔다리 갔다리나 사가지 바가지야 얄라리야.
Okay, I only see one of them potentially maintaining his star. I see everybody else dropping to 2 stars except for one guy, and it's my he goes, Ravi, right here. My guy right here, was it? Keita? Keita? Yeah, I think Keita's, I see him as the highest chance of maintaining, staying at 4. Could he drop to 3? You never know. Influence of other people may make them look at him more critically. I do think he held his own very, very well in this type of track, and his vocal tone matches the track well. So I would say out of everybody, he would be my vote. Everybody else I see dropping. Right. I have no idea. Okay, it's Japan. I'm not looking at likes, Jess. Don't do it. I would say we have multiple. I mean, what is it? Osaka? Osaka, I do know there's a lot of expectations that go into Osaka. So I'm going to say yes, it's going to show up because of how they branded the group before this started happening, right? So they were like, oh, Osaka, these members and these people came from this group. So maybe they're going to feature them because people are expecting to see it, maybe, right? So I'm going to say yes. I'm going to say Bastars, Boom Hang Zero. 1 Maintain, Keita, and then others drop. I'm going to say Drastic, they dropped to 2. I don't think they'll drop any lower. Because they dropped to 3, maybe they all lose a star. Maybe drop 2 or lose 1 star. I'm going to be optimistic for them. I always want them to be set up for more success. That's what my gut tells me here. I don't think any of these guys end up being in the final lineup, so I don't think we'll touch or analyze this one. This one's on how today. No, don't think so. But hey, I mean, this is a tough track, honestly, to do. Reveal by the Boyz. Oh, we gotta talk about this one. You know why.
Yeah, slow down. 난 네가 보인다. 다가가려다 또 하나의 태양을 따라 멈춘다. 널 비춰보면서 나의 맘을 가려, baby. 안타 불러. 움직이는 부대지 앞에 널 show, yeah. 네 미소를 가진 그 사람이 probable. 행복한 널 보니 이미 game's over, lady. 안타 불러. 너의 그 사랑이 쳐다보지 못한 만큼 덜 찬란하다. 어둠 속에 나를 가두게 너를 위해 오랜 머뭇이지만 잠시만 down for your love, down for your love, down, 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 down for your love, down for your love, down for your love, down, 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 down for your love. 네 대답은 my face, yeah, yeah. 이제 내걸 되라, hey, yeah, yeah. Down for your love, down for your love, my baby. 또 다른 날 기운다. 내일 밤 down for you. 어둠 속에 나를 가릴 테니 Don't be my way for you. 네 맘을 비추는 나를 우리 비추거리겠지만 No more I'm down for you. 자주 눈 밑들이 울 테니 내게 너와 just for you. 모든 걸 드러내봐 이제는 모습을 더 걸어봐.
Okay, so we have Zhang Shuaibo here, right? Yeah. Incredible progress between here and Universe League. 1000%. It's like a completely different person. I did hear that we had some issues with work ethic throughout the show. Whether or not that is an Mnet narrative or if that's how he really was, we will find out based on context, XYZ, whatever. But I can see everybody dropping to 1 star and one individual potentially not getting a star. Wow. Wow. Ooh, man, that is unfortunate. Okay. I don't know if this one will get on TV. I don't know. And I'm not even trying to look at likes because I know people may watch this because of Zhang Shuaibo too, maybe. Matching Xian. Yeah. Okay. I don't think anybody in the final lineup is in this group. I don't think. But no one stood out. Everyone stood out in a not that great way, unfortunately. So I'm going to say Reveal. No. This one wasn't. Oh, man, this is really unfortunate. It's kind of on par with Hot for me, unfortunately. To a certain extent. So they may show it because of the quality of performance and how we may get some no stars out of this. So I'm going to say at least one person, no star, but no one's going to get higher than a star. I will be surprised, I think. So it's just 1 star, rest. Yeah. Okay. Will they show that on TV? I don't know. I know there's like 2 episodes worth of the star level. Maybe. Jury's still out for that. But So good to see him. I'm so glad he's on the final lineup of Hall of Fame. I think that's so cool to see his progress, and he worked hard and he's been very strong, and I like his performance quality, so I'm very intrigued on how he's going to be on this show for whatever we see him there. Okay, here we go, the Boyz Bloom Bloom. This is Wake 1. Oh my god, Chongki! Oh, that's cute! He like... Oh my gosh! You can see him in his face. He knew, so like he knew, I think, Chongki did, that he's like, oh, he made a mistake. That was so fascinating. Guys, back-to-back Universe League. Oh my god. Okay, so I can see, oh man, I can see Chongki dropped 2 stars is what I was feeling throughout all of it, and I think I'm going to confirm it. Oh man. Oh. We're going to call this one Bloom, well, this one Reveal is going to be Cybo. I'm hoping that both of these make it into the show, just so I have the privilege of watching them again, just because I like the fact that we saw them in Universe League. But Bloom Bloom. Bloom Bloom. Will this be shown? Don't know. But I expect probably Yoongi. I'm going to say 2 stars. And then my other guy, 1 star. Maybe they'll be more brutal and they'll give him no stars. I don't know. But both made some mistakes vocally. Like pretty aggressive. So I would say, but the energy was really nice. I appreciated that. I liked their choices. Yeah, I don't know. Oh man, my heart goes out to him for that. I wonder how he felt after he did it, because it looked like just from watching that he was really struggling to maintain his composure, but it could just be circumstance or whatever. But yeah, okay, that's what I'm gonna lock in for that one. I don't quite know if that one's going to be a official, whatchamacallit. Oh, we got a lot of really...
I'm trying to give you something more. So come with me and fly away, away, away. Come with me and fly away, away. 벌써 난 너무나나. Hey, 너무나나. 계속, 너무 멀리, yeah. 나나나나, like this, 나나나. Hey, 나나나나.
Cool. Oh, there's a lot of stickers for that kind of performance. Uh-oh. Well, first, let's do a check. Just see if we got any Zero Base 1 members in here. Chaewoon-jin. No. Hong Gon-hui. Kim Min-sung. Kum Jun-hyun. No, unfortunate. Okay. I see them getting knocked to 3 stars. Yeah, 3 stars. Maybe when I say 2, I don't know. Based on my own criteria, I could see them kind of hanging out at 3, maybe. But I'm telling you, there's something about whenever you got somebody stacking a bunch of glittery stickers all over him saying, I'm the most confident person in the world, you can barely see my name, and you're pulling 2-star energy. It gets really hard to want to be nice and gracious to them. I'm telling you, because we're dealing with humans at the end of the day. For me, when I watch it, I'm like, you are a prideful little turd. It's what that comes across as, right? Now, are they? I don't know. I don't know them, so I'm not going to sit here and say that's the case. But, yeah, I don't see them. I don't see any of them staying 4-star based on my ears and my eyes and context of, normally whenever you see people have that many. This looks like a pride check, a potential pride check off of panel. So I could see this one show up on TV. Maybe. For that reason. That could be a component. So I'm going to call this the new Nana group. Are they going to be like brutal and put them down to 1 star? No. I think they're going to keep them 2-3 stars. Yeah, no one's gonna stay at 4 though. That I feel pretty certain. So I'm gonna say they're gonna hang out in the 2-3 star realm, maybe. Do I see them like dropping out? If it's like a series, if they're like turds to the panel, which I don't see that happening, then yeah, they're gonna chew them down with stickers. But anyway, that's what my gut tells me. 2 or 3 collectively across the board for them. Okay, Baekhyun.
Navigation 적절한 어린이 공원 에로놀이도 엑셀이 밟아 난 말고
Oh, he's got a lot of stickers too.
올라가려 하겠지 어디서든 everywhere anywhere 얼마든지 보여 Girl we need a romantic me 필요한 시작 위에 이미 알고 있어 다가와도 yeah 저 느끼는 기분을
His jacket's really fun though. For a handheld mic, he's pulling 1-star, 2-star performance on that. Oh no. He was out of pitch. He also did the least amount of dancing compared to everyone we've seen so far, and that will work against you if you're not even able to be like stable and match pitch. So I could see them giving him a potential 1-star because there's not a ton of complexity in his performance. No more than 2 stars though. So I'm going to say in the 1-2 star range. Will I see this on TV? I don't know. I see it comp. I'm gonna give this a compilation one. Yeah, so what I'll call that. I don't know. With the solos, it's trickier. I think groups, there's a higher chance. But once again, you guys know 1,000% more than I. So that's what makes this really fun, is you guys are like, you know exactly how these scored. And I'm just literally throwing spaghetti on a wall, trying to assume. Here we go. Oh, this is the Astro. An Astro song, isn't it?
I can take us home. 저 너머로 우리가 mistake 한참치 접어놔 그러니까만 welcome 너를 줬던 그림자 away. Who are you looking for?
Okay, I think my guy with the lighter here is gonna he's gonna maintain 3. I don't know if he'll jump up to 4, but my other guy is gonna drop to 2. So they're gonna separate for sure. Yeah, okay, so we're just gonna call this Who. And then will this show up on TV? I don't know. It's giving comp energy. Maybe we'll go back and we'll look through after. Dongyul or Hwan Hui. Those names do not ring a bell, so we're going to assume they're not involved. Okay. Yeah, so I'm going to say blonde of the group is we're going to keep him at 3. Solid 3, personally. He maintained it. Vocals for sure. Performance was fine. He held it down. My brunette hair, he's going to drop to 2 stars. Could he go 1? There's always that potential, just like my other guy could go up to 4. You know, it really is going to be, it's going to be interesting, but they are not going to be in the same level at the end of that. Okay. The Real by AT's one.
Hey, how feeling out there? Wait, what? Present! 정말 진짜 주인공인 줄 알겠지. 죽어도 몰랐겠지. 뭐 이때게 다시 이전부터 지지. 현실은 가지고 끝났던 걸 원해주겠지. 술을 좀 지켜. 둘이 사는 거 싫다. Yes sir. 다시는 좀 더 내려. 발걸음은 나 덩디렁덩디렁덩. 우리 즐겁게 살아야. 어느 누군가 어느 가에 내 신념을 지켜. 누구든지 거울 모셔. 사생답게 눈빛을 깊이려. 이것이 무엇이야?
Wow. They stacked it. Wow.
Let's go.
That was, honestly, I would say that was probably one of the strongest group performances, because they even got the dialects right for that. Like, that's impressive right here. And I did, while watching, whoa, so sorry. There is a Zero Base 1 member in here in it. I would say, was it Tere? That name sound familiar? Kim Tere. Yes, so that would be Mr. High Note and a half over there on the white. Good God. That was impressive. Okay. I expect all of them to stay at the 4 stars. That is very interesting that all of them, they also had my favorite application of the extra stars too. So they get bonus points for that. So this is called The Real Group. And we are going to analyze it because we have a Zero Base 1 member in it. This one will be showing up on TV. That to me feels like a guarantee. When we have a final lineup member, I will be shocked if that person will not be shown in the first couple of episodes. Because it's, you know, narrative pushing from Mnet. They like to push who they like. So he freaking bodied though. The high note, yes, put that on TV. I'm going to say all 4 stars. That was fantastic. That's great. They all held it down very well. Here we go from the top of this one. ATEEZ, I'm actually surprised about it. It's so charismatic and so niche for the group. So the fact that they held it as well as they did, that reminded me a little bit of Siren by Rise. That one was so physically demanding. This one's more character demanding. So they did very well. I would say this maybe 1 or 2 times where it was a smidgen off, let's say on timing of vocals, but it was really nice. The add-ons were good. The hops are fun on that. How you feeling out there? Yeah. What? And I like how we throw. Yeah, what is this? They said, what's this group? They say group Wake One. Wake One. Oh, is that the same label as they showed in the preview for the person who got first in Kepler, right? Pick up and the out, which is nice. The hops are fun. The crisscross and the lift up is nice. Hey, the call and response is really nice. Cool. I mean, I'm also, of course, we have to low-key study Tere here because he's a zero-base oneer. Right? Come on now. High-low. That was nice. Da-da-da-da-da. Very strong and stable. Very stable. Yes, sir. All that was great. Dum-dee-dee-dum-dum. Nice and syncopated with the wrist rolls on. That is great. The walkthroughs, and with ATEEZ, something that people are going to subconsciously expect you to do is fullness, because that is what they do, is full, and they sing live as well. So I love that they held it that way. I like the hip on, just the lift up on the legs on that's really cool. Yeah, very strong, stable, like vocally, it's fantastic. That was great. That was no notes for that. That was fantastic. Yep, all that is fine. Wrist roll. And the love 1 and 2 and 3, cool. Into an add-on, which is nice for the rotations. Which also is nice. Da-dee-dum, hit, da-dee-dum. Directions are nice. Getting us into a V looks great. Da-dee-dum, da. I would also say my guy right here with that collar, I actually really like his tone whenever he was featured too. Now, so da-da-da-da-da, whenever we started stacking harmonies, stop it. That's cool. That's really cool. Because it made it something that I wasn't expecting. It's really nice and it worked. Like, I was like, oh, are we off? No, we're stacking. Yeah, he's really cool. Junghyun? Is that his name? Moon Junghyun. Is he in my final lineup? Junghyun? No? Oh, I did write him down, though, as somebody who ends up being featured pretty often in the episode thus far. So, could it... Yeah. Cool. Way to go, sir. Okay, so I know I'm going to get Tere at some point in the episode because of this group. This group is so getting shown. Absolutely. Yeah, because they've already been showing some of the people anyway. Yeah, I would say he's great. Yeah. He got the best dialect out of everybody. That is awesome. And the tension on that is really cool. Cool. The hop out of that's really dope. Let's go. I love the cheer out of that. The yellow's nice. So stable. Yeah. Yeah, little da-da-da-da-da-da. Come on now. Da-dee-dum, da-dee-da-dum. Yeah, da-dee-da-dee, hit from one side to the other. Pickups are nice. Moshimnida. Ha 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 ha. That's fun. Pickup's great. Yeah. Okay. Cool. We're here for this. So if I'm being honest, I would say, I mean, he's final lineup, but goodness gracious, he was strong. Preferentially, love his high note. I loved his I think he was closer to the ATEEZ flair and stability, but I love his high note and I love his harmony stacking that he started to do too. So that's cool. I love that he ended up making it. Tell me he's in a group. Like, I know so many people are in groups. What group is he in? that was awesome. That was very cool. They all had it down very well. They're probably one of the strongest groups that we've seen. Definitely top 3 to me that I've seen. That was freaking sick. Goodness gracious. Okay, next one. What is this? Freak by Zico? Higher music. Higher music.
시간 좀 막까지 D-1 하루 아침이면 정국이 좀 왕좌 놀라 뒤집어져 사람들 쎄 우리 다 큰일 났어 어차피 멀리 도망 오가 내 마이크로폰이 나의 컨트롤타 이 지구의 주인공이 어딨어 시민은 모두가 엑스트라 쑥대 받치된 그 거리를 장악해 너를 결박하던 이성의 끈을 잘랐네 경보 믿고 총탄을 버려 뼛속까지 엔터테이너 무아지경이 과몰입 블러리 양쪽에서 레이저 리퍼블릭 오브 코리아 여기 내 알고리즘의 총점해 전부 한패거리야 소통이 벌어졌어 즐겨 우린 괴짜 하예 하예 다 됐고 즐겨 우린 괴짜 하예 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 다 됐고 즐겨 우린 괴짜 Every moment 밤에 터지는 밤바래 줄줄이 만탱이 가네 즐겨 우린 괴짜 즐겨 우린 괴짜
That was fun. That's fun. This inning's really nice. That was fun. Okay. That was fun. Okay, I could see what I think both would be 4. I would say that's like a super solid 3 from both of them. I would say the tone's pretty good. Choreography is pretty good. That's tough, right? I think part of it comes from song choice and the choreography structure. I don't know. That ending was really cool, though. That was so fun. I was at the beginning, maybe it wasn't unstable. I just think it was hard for me to personally get into. It could just be a personal preference, though. Here's the thing. It's a subjective art. Mnet doesn't give... I don't think they gave anybody, like, criteria of, okay, you have to score between this percentile and this to be decent and competent in this area. Nah, I don't think they're like that. When have they ever done that? Never. So I'd be shocked if they did that in Boyz Planet. I would say, I'm going to give this one, I'm just going to go off my gut. Go off your gut, Jess. We're going to go Freak. This one, will it be on TV? I like the vibes of it. But there's nothing like above and beyond, nor like super dropping the ball that makes it dramatic. Like, it's not a dramatic thing for Mnet to utilize, right? We have to remember they want to utilize, they want to cause like a huge separation, right? In some cases. So this one may just be like falls to the crash just a bit on not getting broadcasted. I don't know. But I would say I'm going to say both get 3. I'm going to call them both the solid 3s. Solid. Yeah. I don't see them dropping. They were good enough in the choreo and the vocal side. I think part of it is song choice, but once again, we don't know if they got to choose it or not. Yeah. So that's what I'm gonna land on for now. Here we go. Next one. Tatut. Ah! By B.
Who are you?
텍스토
I don't know who you are.
텍스토 무슨 말을 하려고 그러고 있니 도대체 무슨 말을 길에 말을 못하니 말을 하면
It's giving HOT vibes, isn't he?
답아 못하는 말이라면 그게 사실이라면 그래 차라리 말을 하지마 그러면 내가 알아서 알아들을 테니 살짝 웃으며 돌아서실 테니 네가 나의 곁을 떠나 다른 사람에게로 간다면 네가 떠난다면 네 곁에 있는 것보다 다른 사람의 품이 좋다면 네가 좋다면 언제나 너 좋으니 한요일이 남말 대신
Oh, they're all waving probably back.
미소 하나만 주면 돼 그냥 그런데 너는 그냥 그런데
Oh, that's cute. Okay, I can see Mnet featuring this maybe in like a compilation sense of highlighting his mistake, which I hate to say that, but we know who we're dealing with. So I'm gonna say, what is this? I'm gonna call him Mr. Boxing Gloves, right? Mixture, but I know those aren't boxing gloves. But I'm gonna do that because it's gonna help me remember. I'm gonna say compilation is what he's gonna be. I can see him maybe because of like his character he presents, they may be gracious and give him 2 stars, but I could see him pulling 1 star. But he was pretty stable for the most part. When I've seen 1 stars, a lot of them have a huge degree of instability, but also those 1 stars could equate to this panel's no stars, right? Because I haven't given very many of those out, and they need to make it pretty equal in the stars for the practice, right? Or maybe not. I don't know, because I hadn't looked at those yet. Yeah, gloves, compilation. Oh, man, I'm gonna say the human in me wants to give him 2 stars. I'm gonna just do it. I'm gonna just, you know what, I'm a human and I'm allowed to feel that way. Okay, 2 stars I'm gonna give to him. It was a bit simpler in the choreography. He fell out of his flip. Not the strongest start. And he kept some good energy. I like that he did a little wave perform. So 2 stars, maybe. Like, that's wishful thinking, but we can't not entertain and make it a 1 star. I don't think he'd get no stars, though. So that's what I'm going to lock in for him. Okay, next group. NT.
사랑을 했다 우리가 만나 지우지 못할 추억이 됐다 얼마나 멜로잡아 괜찮은 결말 그거면 됐다 널 사랑했다 우리가 만든 love 시나리오 이젠 조명이 꺼지고 마지막 페이지를 넘기면 조용히 막을 내리죠 에이 괜찮지만 않아 이별을 마주한다는 거 오늘이었던 우리의 어제라는 내일이었다는 거 아프게 내리던 그렇은 상처가 나니까 에이 널 사랑했고 사랑받았으니 난 이걸로 됐어 에이 사랑하면서 가끔씩 떠오를 기억 그 안에 네가 있다면 그거면 충분해 사랑을 했다 우리가 만나 지우지 못할 추억이 됐다 원한한 멜로드라마 괜찮은 결말 그거면 됐다 널 사랑했다
Okay. I think for this one may not get featured because they match the stars that they put for themselves. So there's not like a dramatic pull that Mnet can have on this, which is why I'm thinking this one may not get featured. Okay, so we're going to call this love scenario. And I'm going to say they're going to maintain. That's what I'm hopeful for. I can see my guy with the 2 stars potentially drop to 1 because of some of the vocal choices, but I like his movement quality, and I think that's what's going to keep him at 2. So I'm going to say for both of them, they're going to maintain, status, which I think, cool. Makes, like, it was very fascinating watching and going, it actually, like, seeing the stars and seeing how they're moving, it actually views my guy with the 2 stars a little bit more graciously. Because of his movement, like, we're able to factor in his movement quality more because it felt like he was being very realistic on how he ranked himself, right? Same with my 1 star. Very interesting. There's so much psychological influence going on in this. I'm telling you. Like, the stars really do play with your head a little bit. Like, when you see somebody have 15 stars on them, it makes you want to knock them down, and you have this super high expectation, and then those who have no stars but they're phenomenal, it makes you want to give them more stars, right? And then you see somebody that's actually like the stars that match the energy, it makes you like appreciate them for being honest with themselves about it, right? Weird stuff. Okay, cool. This one is neurotic?
달콤하게 평범하게 나에게 끌려 언제나 그랬듯이 먼저 나를 걸어와 모든 가능성 열어둬 사랑은 모자 이미 수식어 red ocean 날 그렇게 물르스게 알잖아 지금 왔고 조금 다쳐도 넌 괜찮아 넌 내게 빠져 넌 내게 미쳐 헤어날 수 없어 I got you Under my skin 넌 나를 원해 넌 내게 빠져 넌 내게 미쳐 넌 나게 녹아 I got you Under my skin 한 번의 키스와 함께 날이 선듯한 강한 이끌림 두 번의 키스 뜨겁게 터져버릴 것 같은 내 심장 Yeah 너를 가졌어 You know you got it
The strain right there.
I got you 네 꿈속에 난널 잡아가준 너 없어 내 주원에 너를 찾지 못하려 say I got you
My guy right here is
Under my skin 넌 나를 원해
I only see one person potentially staying at 4. Everyone else is dropping. I'll say Jungwoo. Is Jungwoo... See, that's what makes me question. Jungwoo... No. He's not on my list. But I will say he's the only person I could see that would be staying at 4 stars out of everyone. For the most part, every time I was intentionally trying to clock people, he was very stable in his choices and he had good full energy. Everybody else, one of my guys cracked aggressively in his solo section, which I think dropped him a lot, right? So I would say everybody at best would be 3 stars. You can see a lot of them entertain 2 stars based on their vocal performance, but their movement is what would save them to the 3-star realm. But only I would keep one of my guys at 4, and I think it's my guy with the rose right there. So I'm gonna say, if we're gonna be specific, TVXQ. I think it's fun, the song choice, considering when this song came out, they had 5 members. So I think it's kind of dope. Will they show this? I'm gonna say yes, they're gonna show this one. Because it's like, it's a group of 5, and there's gonna be some drastic drops. It's in that swirl for disasters. Perfect. Okay, so I'm going to say Yoon, Jong, he's going to stay at 4 stars. I'm pretty optimistic for him for that. Okay, everybody else. We're going to give them, if I'm being wishful thinking, give them 3. I'm probably going to drop them to 2. Maybe one of them may stay 3, but I'm saying at least 2 of them. 2 will be at 2 stars. And maybe one of them will be at a 3-star. That's like being optimistic, but I see everybody else dropping and then one of them staying at 4. That's like, if I'm just leaving it at that, so fascinating. I don't think any of these guys are in the final lineup. It really does, like, I feel like I'm kind of close. Like, I wonder if I accidentally already looked through some that had people. I know Ricky was in the very first group. Hamin was by himself. Zhang Hao, maybe he was in a group. And I didn't just clock him by his name because I think he's Chinese, right? I don't know. Shut Down by Blackpink. Hui Tech. This is Hui. Pentagon. They're gonna show this one for sure. I bet he arranged it himself. Yeah.
Keep watching me shoot it down. Keep watching me shoot it down.
Vocally, fantastic. That was fantastic. Honestly, okay. What we know about Hui? He's a part of Pentagon. Pentagon's a live performance crew, right? Performance crew. He also does production, so I bet you he rearranged it himself, because why not, right? This is gonna get shown. Like, yeah, for sure. So we're just gonna go, Hui! He's getting shown because he's from Pentagon. So he doesn't, because he's going by his name. He's not going by his stage name. Hui Taek. He doesn't make it in the final lineup, which, no, I don't think so. I think you guys would have told me if he did before this. So, okay. Yeah, vocally, fantastic. Top 3 best vocalists that we've come across in the full cams. Movement quality wise, that's the one indicator for me that I'm looking forward to seeing his growth in, because there were some of his choices, like his wave, could have definitely used some heavy refinement. I know Pentagon is not known for heavy movement quality and heavy choreography, so I'm curious if that's going to be a component that works against him. Also, I'm curious if people are not going to vote for him because they think it's not fair that he's here when other people need a shot, right? But he does have an existing fan base. Maybe some fans don't want him to be a part of this boy group because they want him to stay on Pentagon and they don't want Pentagon to halt production as a group because he's the leader of it. So I feel like there's other politics involved by having somebody that's on a group already that is still active. I mean, are they still active? Are they still under Cube? I have so many questions. Oh, I have you guys on Patreon. I have some of you guys, heavy Pentagon fans. Please answer those questions for me. Is Pentagon, I think they're not producing like heavy stuff, but like maybe are they independent now? Like B2B is? Because everybody just gets the hell out of Cube? I don't know anymore. I don't know. You guys have probably told me 15 times over because I've looked at so much Pentagon stuff, but man, this is really fun. I literally have so much Pentagon stuff we've had the privilege of looking at together. I don't know the answer to that. So if y'all could help assist it out, I would appreciate that. But this was fantastic. Finish this. He's getting 4 stars. I can see him move up to 4 stars. If they keep him at 3, it's going to be, there's a political reason. It's not going to be because he's not capable. He pulled it vocally for me. And his movement quality complimented it. For me, I don't have any qualms with it. That would be we expect more from you. We want you to push yourself if they're going to give him 3 stars. That was great. Anyway, but moving on. Ilbun Hyoko.
Let's go!
Is this Hadu on X Love? They had it pretty decently. Okay, I think this Haru, I think he may be a similar Hadu that's in X Love, because I know like 3 out of the 4 members were on Boys Planet, right? So I think I'm just missing one. Liko? I don't know. So I'm gonna guess maybe him. It was the same, kept the same name. He did great. I would say he has a shot at staying at 4 stars. I would say my guy in the black, unfortunately, I don't see staying in 4. I can see him drop to 3. Maybe my guy in green stays at 4, or he drops to 3. I don't think they're gonna stay on the same star level though. I could see Mr. Green or Hadu stay like 1 above, either maintain or drop 1. He would drop 2 in that event, if that makes sense. So if I write this down, will this show up on, I may, you know what, I don't know. So, you know, I'm going to say jury's still out if this one's going to show up, because I think I need to look to see how many realistically I've selected, and then maybe we'll select more as like honorable mentions. But this was pretty decent. So I'm going to say, I don't know, but I'm going to say green maintains, and then slash, they are different levels. I think they're going to end up in different levels. That's my guess. Okay, I think we only have 1 more on my list, I think. Maybe, if this will show up. Let's see.
You and me 내 맘이 보이지 참을 쳐다봐 가까이 다가가 You see 1, 2, 3 용기가 생겼지 이미 아는 건지만 진혁이 You see 여기 보이니 Looking for attention 너에게서 확실하게 나로 만들겠어 hey. Drop the question, drop the question Want attention, want attention You give me butterflies, you know 내 맘은 unknown paradise 꿈에서 깨워주지마 You got me looking for attention Got me looking for attention Hey, hey 가끔은 정말 헷갈리지만 분명한 건 Got me looking for attention
Okay. Interesting. They are also in the red and white, just like, what was it? Hot was in that. It's not that. I mean, the beginning was very intense, and then when the vocals came in, it just felt like we just plummeted. Oh, that sounds really aggressive. Oh, no. I don't want it to sound like that blunt, but it doesn't, like the beginning really set the expectation on we're about to get blown out of the water. And then we just, and then our ship started to, sink is what it felt like. It's kind of the closest thing I can compare it to. I don't know. I can see Mnet using this. Like, all that was super cool, right?
You and me, 내 맘이 보이지 참을 쳐다봐 가까이 다가가 You see
Like, the charisma they have is really fun, but it's just what they're singing doesn't make it convincing. I think that's a huge component that we always have to, like, keep in the back of our minds, right? So if one's at 3, one's at 2, I can see both of them swing at 2. Could I see them drop to 1? I would say I want their performance or their movement quality to help attest for something. Yeah, I mean, they ended up completely rearranging the New Jeans track, which is interesting, right? I don't think Attention's like this, is it? I don't know. I don't think I've analyzed this one, so I could be completely lying to you. Y'all know better than I in a lot of cases, so I'm going to trust you. Okay, so I'm going to, I don't know if this one's in it or not. Okay, so this one, I see them both being the same level. I see it either being 2 or 1, so I'm gonna go 1 to 2. Do I see them completely, like, getting no stars? No, I think their dance would save them from that. I don't think it was complete just washout, right? Let's say 1 to 2 stars. That's what I'm going to say. Okay. That's what we're going to kind of leave it at right there. Okay, we got Boyz Planet pulled up. Here's the real test. Who did I put as the teams that I think we're going to see on the actual TV? Okay. I feel like I missed like 3 or 4 Zero Base One members, so there's a chance that if I forgot or I didn't analyze a routine that had a Zero Base One member in it, I am so sorry. Maybe we will. So Kick It, yes. I think that they do have Ricky in that one. The Pentagon one, because of Hui is there. Coco Bob, yes, because of Baekhyun Young. That's his choreography, just like Hot. Tiger Inside, I think everybody was going to keep what they were going to get. And then the light hair guy to 3 stars. I think that one was pretty, it was pretty decent. I would say Sung Hanbin, yes, for sure. I would say they're going to show both K and G of Yuhua, right? Because they held it down and they did a legitimate matchup between their own company. That was low-key ballsy and dope. I think people are really going to like Jay from the American team. With Rush Hour, with his runs was cool. God's Menu, they're dropping a lot. So I think that one's going to get shown for that reason. And it's a popular song. Crown, I'm going to say is compilation. So like the people who did the Crown song, because TXT. View, they're going to maintain their settings. I'm going to say Veil is going to show up. Bastards is going to show up. Because they're going to drop for that. Jaibo, it was nice to see him. I don't know if we're going to actually see his. And then Bloom Bloom. Both boys' tracks struggled a little bit. Nuna, I think it's going to be shown. UN Village, it's going to be compilation, but he's not going to score high. I think The Real, I think that one was one of the top three for sure of group performances. I think all of them are going to keep their placement. Let me see. You know what? I'd say Maniac. They did pretty decent. I'm going to say that one's going to show up. And Attention, that one had certain symptoms that Hot reminded us of. So knowing that Hot made it into the final lineup, they may throw Attention in there too because it's a girl group track. Hui's going to show up, of course. TVXQ is going to show up because of the group of 5. Then you have one person freaking kill it and then everybody else bomb. So that's what I'm going to stick with. I have like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8... 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. I have 19. Between the 2 episodes, I'm going to have 19 showing. The rest are not. I don't know, but I'm going to be playing a whole secondary bingo just to see if that all happens, goes down. I am about to go back and watch the rest of the episode. It's a lot of Boyz Planet today for me. This was super fun. Yeah, I want to hear from you guys. Y'all know it. I totally want to hear which ones, well, firstly, have you ever watched these full cams before? And if not, which one was your favorite and what reasons? I always want to hear it. Don't let me just be the only one talking. I would love the discussion. Secondly, after I watch the episode, there's a chance this bleeds over into episode 2. Just be mindful of that if you know that there is a routine or 2 that I will end up seeing. But if you want to kind of like touch on certain points that I was making, let's say I was making country logistics on depending on the country determines whether or not it gets shown on the screen. Like I made a couple of those statements. Like I'm curious, was I wrong? I want to be wrong in some cases, right? Like I want certain countries to be shown, but I do know that like Thailand doesn't get a ton of love. You know, like people who know Thai, who are Thai, they have to speak in English on Korean survival shows, and somebody had mentioned something about that, and I had brought that up. Japan typically gets viewed a lot. Chinese typically gets viewed a lot. America, of course, because of the reasons why I said. And then, of course, routines that were really good and then really poor are the ones in the mid. Like, which ones felt that way to you? Gosh, I am so ready to get all up in that, and I know you guys have been waiting like 2 years for me to catch up, right? So I'm so glad I'm finally here. You guys know me, I know you. I'm Jess, and I'll catch you on the flip side. Bye.